If you ask me to go back to IIM Ahmedabad and choose a campus job again, probably my decision would be very different from what I took in the campus. And I'm pretty sure it will be the same for a lot of my batchmates as well. And that factor is becoming really important these days in the light of recent events that we have seen happening across the firms. And that is the work pressure and the work-life balance that you will get in your job. So in this video, I'm going to rank the 9 most popular jobs after a top tier MBA according to their work-life balance so that you can make a good decision for yourself while choosing these jobs. Remember, work pressure can be very different from work-life balance because that also includes the kind of flexibility that you get, also the kind of culture that exists in your team. So I will be ranking primarily on the parameter of work-life balance. That is the number of hours that you get outside your job to pursue your hobby, to spend time with your family. So let's start this. Starting with number 9, and I will go from the worst work-life balance to the best work-life balance, and at number 9 stands investment banking. A very, very demanding job. Certainly you can expect on an average 14-15 hours on an average every day, and your work can spill over the weekends as well. So 14 hours, 7 days a week you can expect. It's definitely a very demanding job, but obviously you are compensated for that as well. This is the highest earning job after your MBA. The highest salary that you will get mostly would happen in investment banking only. That's why what a lot of people do is 3-4 years they spend in investment banking, and after that they switch to domains like consulting, PE, VC, where the work life becomes slightly better. And remember, when you switch from investment banking to other domains, it only becomes slightly better because at number 8 is consulting. And consulting, I will club PE and VC along with consulting itself. The reason being very simple, most of them have similar number of hours in consulting firms as well. And these are mostly the management and the strategy consulting firms like the MBBs. So for those firms, the work that you can expect every day on an average 13 hours, 14 hours you can expect. The good thing that they have is obviously it does not spill over to the weekend. Most of the friends that I talk to, sometimes obviously depending on the project, it can spill over to the weekends as well. But mostly the weekends are free. So you can expect 5 days. Yes, there's a lot of travel in this job. So that you have to also account for. So 13-14 hours on an average, you can expect 5 days a week. Consulting definitely is a very good domain. Again, a very high paying job. Just after investment banking, I think it would be management strategy consultants who would be earning the highest. The growth rate is also really good in consulting. Also, the good thing about consulting is the exit opportunities that you get. So if you are in consulting, you can literally switch to any other domain after that as well. So certainly there are very good exit opportunities. A lot of people do quit in the first 2-3 years, but there are a lot of people who stick to the same consulting firm, become partners in the same consulting firm, earn a lot through that consulting firm and stick there for 12 years, 13 years, probably switching to other company, maybe as a CEO or as the head of some department as well. So a lot of people stick around in consulting as well, but in our list, it stands at number 8 in terms of work-life balance. At number 7, we have a role that is becoming very popular these days, and that is what usually the startups offer. Roles like Chief of Staff and Founder's Office. And this is an especially difficult role to have because it is very unstructured. Unlike consulting and investment banking, you do not know what work is coming your way the next day. You can expect to spend around 12 hours to 14 hours on this kind of a role as well. But the good thing about this role is it offers a lot of flexibility. So you can work on multiple projects, you can choose your own projects, and that is why if something clicks, your growth can be absolutely exponential in a startup. And especially if you have ESOPs as well, if the startup clicks, then you can also accumulate great amount of wealth, which usually will not happen in roles like consulting, IB, where you will have a lot of salary. But mostly people in jobs accumulate wealth when they have a share in the company itself. So in consulting, when you become a partner, you have some part of it. Investment banking, when you get bonuses from the deals that you do, then you earn money. The lot of money comes through that only. And that's why you want to have a share in the company. That will happen really fast in a startup. The selling of ESOPs will happen really fast in a startup. And if everything clicks, the chances of accumulating wealth is also the highest in startups. At number 6, we have another role from finance, and that is markets. It is mostly about trading in the stock market, commodity market, currency market, or any market that you have chosen for yourself. I had explained about this particular role in detail in another video, what exactly it entails, and I probably would have put it much higher if it was only about the working hours. However, I've placed it in number 6 because of the kind of stress that comes with this kind of a role. See, if you talk to any person in this particular role, they will tell you they usually work for say 10, 12 hours in a day. However, the kind of life that they have from 8:30 to 3:30 in the Indian market, you would absolutely be engrossed. You would not get time to even have washroom breaks. You would not even have time to go and have your lunch properly. That's the kind of intensity that they work with, especially when the market is open. That's why it becomes a very, very difficult job to have. After the market closes, obviously they are making their calculations, studying the other indices, studying the global market, making their reports, and everything happens after that. But during the market hours, it's very, very stressful. In fact, the entire job is very stressful because you're managing someone else's money as well. So definitely it's a very stressful job. In terms of working hours, you can say it's around 10 to 12 hours. And obviously the weekends here, you would get absolutely free. So that is one good thing about this role. And before I move to number 5, let me tell you, if you want to get into any of these roles by pursuing MBA, or if you want to pursue online MBA along with your job, then you need to be careful about the kind of institutes that you choose for yourself so that they are government approved. And that is where the partners of this video can help you in verifying those universities, and that is College Vidya. And there's a great news at the moment because there's a new feature rolled out on the website called the College Vidya subsidy, where you can get a subsidy of up to 10,000 rupees once you take admission in any university. And now let's explore the website. So if you go to the website, there are various UG, PG and other online courses. You can select the course that you want, fill up some basic details and then answer a few questions. The AI model will then accordingly list the suitable online universities for you. You get two options here. If you want, you can directly talk to actual university officials, or you can connect with College Vidya experts for free audio video career counseling as well. These counselors will stay connected with you from the start of admission till your placement. With Add to Compare, you can easily compare the universities you like based on 30 plus important factors like fees, approvals, placement, student rating, EMI, facilities, etc. A good benefit with College Vidya is for the fees, they also give you EMI options even if the university doesn't. The best part is College Vidya redirects you to authentic university website, which prevents you from the fake ones and possible scams. College Vidya also has jobs and internship portal, which is accessible to students from day one of admission. Through this portal, you can directly apply to thousands of jobs and paid internship. Overall, it's a one-stop solution for you. I will drop the link in the description and in the pinned comment. You can check it out from there. Now coming to number 5, and from number 5 onwards, the work-life balance starts becoming really, really good. And at number 5, we have sales and marketing roles. So most of the people that I've talked to in this particular role, especially in FMCG firms, they say on an average 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, 50 hours in a week. Mostly the weekends are free unless and until something very urgent happens. They have never been called on the weekends. So 50 hours a week, I believe, is really, really feasible. Yes, in the initial years, when you are in the sales role in any FMCG company, there a little bit of travel time can be taken because you need to travel a lot to the market. So that's why additional travel time might be accounted for. But obviously, once you get used to the process, it starts getting better. And usually I haven't heard people exceeding 11 hours on an average. At number 4 is product management. The number of hours that you give in product management is somewhat similar to what you give in sales and marketing, maybe a slightly more than sales and marketing. But the reason that I've kept it above sales and marketing is because in product management, you get a lot of work from home opportunities as well. That reduces your travel time and also increases the flexibility of work that you will do. Also, the kind of work that you do in product management is more around delegation. That's why you get into a lot of meetings. You obviously have to attend a lot of meetings, but the kind of hands-on work that you need to do might be a little bit less compared to other jobs like consulting. And that's why I've kept it above marketing sales. I've kept it at number 4. The working hours are definitely 8 to 10 hours. On the weekends, usually I haven't heard. Most of the companies I haven't heard. But one thing about product management is it differs across different companies as well. For example, one company might have 6-7 hours working hours. Another company might have 11-12 hours as well. It differs a lot across different companies, but usually on an average, you can expect it to be around 8 to 10 hours. At number 3, I have put corporate finance. Similar to other roles, 10 hours you can expect in this particular job as well. But the good thing is that it is very structured because you're responsible for the internal finances of a company. You know the kind of work that you're going to do the next week, the next month, and even 2 months down the line. What is the kind of work that you're going to do? That is kind of structured. Obviously, everything cannot be structured, but most of the things you know what exactly is going to be a role after 2 months, 3 months as well. And that makes life very easy. That's why I've placed it above marketing sales. I've placed it above product management because having a bit of structure in your life gives you a lot more flexibility as well, and you can schedule your work accordingly. That's why corporate finance stays at number 3. At number 2 is retail banking. So if you want to know more about what exactly is retail banking, markets role, corporate finance, investment banking, I had made a specific video on the roles after MBA in finance, so you can check that out. That will give you a clear idea what exactly these roles entail. But the reason that I've put retail banking in number 2 is most of the people that I've talked to, they say it's a purely 8-hour job. Obviously, closing things, traveling might take a little bit of time, so it might be a 9-hour job, but that is what it is about. And also the kind of stress that you will be in during the working hours, that will be less if obviously your manager and your boss is less toxic. So that is another good thing. But yes, in retail banking there are targets. When you approach closer to those target deadlines, then things really start becoming messy, but overall it's good. Yes, the negative aspect is the kind of money that you will get in this role will not be that high. That's why you do not see a lot of IM graduates, the top tier IM graduates, making it to this particular role. Also, the kind of role that this is, it will have work from office opportunities only. There will not be any work from home opportunities. So that is another issue that you need to consider. And at number 1 is general management role, and these are the roles that offer decent pay as well. Obviously, it's very difficult to get into these roles as well. So these are the kind of roles offered by conglomerates like Tata, Birla, Reliance. These are the kind of companies that offer this kind of role. I had explained about general management as well in a detailed video. What exactly do the people do? What exactly is the work that you will do? What kind of salary that you will get? But yes, most of the people that I've talked to, it can differ in the same firm across different companies as well. So for example, within Tata, you're working for Tata Motors or you're working for TCS, your working hours can differ. But a lot of people say 6 to 8 hours if they spend in general management role, that also is sufficient. So 6 to 8 hours in today's world, it's absolutely crazy. I've talked to people in Tata Sons, I've talked to people in Aditya Birla Finance, I've talked to people in Tata Digital as well. So Tata Digital, which is bringing out so many innovations, even there people have said yes, 6 to 8 hours can happen. And also this happens because a lot of work that you do can happen through consultants as well. A lot of these people hire consultants. Most of your job is to run the projects along with the consultants, so it's more of a project management role as well sometimes. So there as well, it helps in reducing the number of hours that you will do, because as I said, obviously the consultants are working for you for 13-14 hours, so that might reduce here as well. But obviously, the kind of salary growth that you will have in consulting will be much higher compared to general management roles. What also happens in general management is if people stick around with the same company for a long period of time, and that a lot of people do because it's obviously a very comforting job. That's why if you stick around with the same company, you become very useful to that particular company. However, your market value outside your particular company, that reduces. So it becomes difficult to switch as well. Demanding a greater salary becomes a little bit difficult, especially in the same company. You might have worked on projects for the same project for 2 years, 3 years, unlike consulting where you're switching across projects for say 3 months, 4 months. So that way people know that probably your learning curve is not as high as consulting. That's why the growth rate will also be less than consulting. But that's a trade-off that you have to make. If you're thinking about the long-term horizon, if you're thinking about work-life balance, you have to make that trade-off. So these are the 9 roles I wanted to cover. But remember, different companies in the same domain can have very different work-life balance as well. They can have different working hours. They can have different flexibility as well. That's why whenever you are getting into a specific firm, you need to ask the people of that particular firm, the employees of that particular firm, what does the work-life look like? Two different consulting firms can have two different working hours. What I have ranked them on is a general trend, the average trend that I've seen across different companies in the same domain. However, it might differ across different companies. That's why a proper research with the employees of that particular firm is very important. So hopefully this video will help you in making the right decision. And if you have found the information useful, I hope you will hit that subscribe button for more such videos related to MBA. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.